And welcome back to Final Fantasy IV, originally known in English area as Final Fantasy II, very first Super Nintendo 16-bit Final Fantasy game, an immense success. And it's good game. It has some of its own experimental things, like every Final Fantasy has. And let's just get going. Cave of Eblan. Well, the Fiends had already bragged that Eblan itself had been destroyed, but there is this cave, which, well, contains lots of secret passages and soldiers, which are, well, undead soldiers. Although they don't appear to be particularly tough or dangerous. So regular just pummel them apart method seems to work just fine. So following the policy of cutting away random fights and going forward in these caves, clearly meant to be some sort of hiding place or security place to hide. Now, I was saying that this cave is clearly meant to be some kind of hiding place in case of attack or invasion, which is, I think, well, it is very far thinking ahead. Well, far thinking ahead, most likely the only ones who ever did that. And let's just wipe these bastards out, just in case. Because, well, this is such a small map that there's no point of trying to prolong it. But, well, this is the settlement of Eblan. Of course, there will be regular services, which I will be buying. And I do say that the money is not much of an issue in this game. Well, at the beginning it is, but in this phase of the game, it really is not a big matter. Because you can, well, I can quite easily just buy every item in here with sufficient amounts, and it doesn't make much of a dent to my wallet, and that is without using the lots of extra money earning boost ability of this version. So there's Eblan has a prince, and he's going for the Tower of Babel to cause some mayhem. But here it is again, more mayhem happened. And, well, yeah, sounds like Prince is quite much of a fighter, that he's not giving up easily, and there's plenty, and this place is also a bit of a maze, with this room being a dead end but having a couple of chests, which I will, well, not loot now, just because, well, there's no point trying to pick up more random fights. So I'm just trying to find the proper location to go forward. I'm not so worried about level. Yeah, I was saying that, well, I'm not that worried about having enough level, because, well, most likely I do have, and most likely everybody would have. And just a very small mob of bloody bats, so yeah, they can suck away some of your health with that kind of attack, blood feast attack. It doesn't really do much damage, and they are quite scrawny in their hit points amount, so they were much more of a nuisance than a real enemy threat. And only because Rydia doesn't strike hard at all with her whip, I didn't just wipe them out with one strike. It's real annoying that you can't put the... And yeah, just another fight just to show more of these interesting... But yeah, color shifted sprites. Plenty of these kind of things in early Final Fantasy games. Usually of similar type kind of abilities and abilities on those kind of those enemies. Yeah, they are mentioning Prince that he is quite... that he would be quite impressive but brave. And when you now look about it, this team has already a... Well, it has perhaps the only living survive. Well, maybe not only living because there are people still in Mist, but perhaps the only remaining summoner. And of course, Cecil has very high claim about becoming king of Baron, and if there is a prince about to, well, I do know it's about to happen, it will happen, there would be at least 2 members of royalty in this group. Which would be quite a big percentage, but Final Fantasy games usually tend to have princes or princesses in active roles. I think Final Fantasy 5 is the biggest offender, with that having two sister princesses and basically a king in it, and then basically a princess, a third princess, because it also has a dramatic death scene in it. Sorry, spoiler for that game. And yeah, Final Fantasy 6 also two princes, or better say king and a prince when you look about the positions. So in Final Fantasy 1 and 2 did not that kind of sense had much princes, but it did. 2 had basically an usurper in it. So, yes, saving spot. Time to make use of it. And that was it. A little recovery. And going forward again. Something's going on. Rubicon. Yeah, that's the... I would assume that there would be some sort of pause in that questioning. Oh, and now he... Yeah. Oh, well, that was also... Yep, looks like he's about to be... yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Fiend of Fire. Yeah, and he wiped out Edge real bad. And he did the classic villain thing, just a smack on the wrist, and let it be. Oh well. Well, at least one of those is about to be married, so it would be just one charming lady. And Prince Edge joins the party. I think he would be also almost like a king. But for somebody at the front row, he's got a he can't take armor, and he is quite squishy, so let's just try about 25 levels lower, so let's just put Rose out the front row now. And see how well Edge is doing. Well, this would be the Tower of Babel again, so I guess I head back and save my progress. And once again, I ride to Tower of Babel, being big and creepy location. Up. Edge just walked to the wall in a scripted event, but so far it looks like we're just going forward again. And now I'm personally really thinking, would it be easier to just record as it is and cut away fights, or just stop recording whenever a fight occurs? Hard to say really which would be less of a hassle, seeing that how much fights there are already happening. Of course I might just follow the basic principle of just going quiet again to make commentary simpler. Going forward. Tower of Babel. Still going forward. Tower of Babel. Name which at best is ominous, and at worst is, well, some kind of horrifying boss level death hell. But, and now, mentioning about the character's design or functions in team, I say that let's just put down the random encounters. Edge has the kind of problem, well, of course the fact that he joins team so late is a problematic, but also the fact that, of course in his design, he doesn't take damage well, but he can do magics and all that. He got his special abilities just like everybody else. Nothing bad with that, but the fact that he's basically should be frontline attacker, despite not being able to attack like frontline attacker, even with when the levels would not be so big, would not have that kind of big differences, and his special abilities are not, you could say, that great. Kane can do the jump, which is, well, it's a jumping attack, and of course throwing weapons can mitigate the poor damage of Edge quite badly. But the fact that if there's anything which looks at him even in a moderately angry way, he goes down real fast. Which is a real shame thing for somebody who was supposed to be an aggressive, offensive character meant to be kept in front row. But here I go. There seems to be some kind of extra location in here. Going to the upstairs again, but not going there yet because I'm gonna open the chest. And the place is quite... There are lots of different pathways to take in Tower of Babel. And most of them do... And some of them are not... Most of them are not dead ends, as in maze-like locations are not that common in Final Fantasy. But there would be a new weapon for Edge, a Shura to his another Kunai, which are quite common Japanese kind of names to different weapons. While usually you could say that regular swords in Final Fantasy games would have much more, you could say, European style names like Excalibur or, well, and here are some places to go forward again, and that would be the most likely the return here item. But let's just make use of the save spot again. And put on the... make use of the... well... Pixel Remaster is just so much more convenient to play than the original one. And let's just look at... defeat these enemies. Yep! And corals are nasty. They are very dangerous. They have this status inflicting attack and all that. But luckily that entice attack doesn't really do much because so now I just have to slowly wobble them down. And the confusion in this version of the game is way more simplistic in sense that it just basically turns your allies against you, not the fact that not something that they would just start attacking randomly. No, they always start attacking you, which is really annoying and dangerous. And not just that, it would also mean that they might and let's just show the steal ability, which is which I might say that to be detected by the enemy means no, you don't steal anything, which I really annoy because if you stealing was it came out in Final Fantasy 3 if I remember right, and in that it did a lot, and in this one there's also quite lots of handy stuff to steal, but this stealing ability is just has ludicrously slow rate of success. What's this? King and Queen of Eblan. Damn it. So they transform into monsters. And they spew out fire spell and fire. So let's just bring out the Titan summoning magics. Summon magic does quite a nice chunk of damage. Oh shit, they seem to have understood something. And Edge now became king Well, now I can actually take a little break and go save my progress before I pick a fight with Rubicon, because he's got this bad guy's main enforcer sportsmanship cliche going on. So I'm gonna make use of that foolishness. There he is. Let's pick a fight. And he's even friendly. He even more gives me problem chance to. Yeah, that guy's a really bad guy. So yeah, he's got his cape that he occasionally can furl around himself, and he's gonna blast out some fire magics which do damage. Yep. Did it wipe out Edge completely? No, not it. It didn't yet. Now he's wrapped himself up into his cape again, meaning that now he would. Well, let's just try visit, because when he wraps himself to the cape, he becomes invulnerable to ice magics. Actually, he starts to drain them to himself. I don't remember did it do all the way, but it's quite potent attack that he has. Inferno does a lot of damage. Hidden behind his cape. He doesn't come out from there a lot, but it does reduce his damage, and it seems that he counters with fire whenever he does that. So let's just bring out no, so he tries to heal himself with his. Alright, time to be careful with that and avoid countering, making attacks when he's at that state. But well, let's just try stealing what it does. Ah, god damn, it's useless. Yep, these enemies with counter-attack ability are quite annoying. But that jump did quite a big chunk of damage to him. I think he's quite much close to the keel over and die phase. Oh, he goes back to his. Well, let's blast out Q4 just in case, because it's quite potent attack. Yep. Well, and of course he does the bad guy, waving middle finger at you. This is not the end. Yeah, he dies in character. Yeah, now he does more of that bad guy death. Well, that was at least very rapidly delivered revenge. He's dead. Well, King Edge is quite... he doesn't do much of thinking ahead at this phase, but I would assume he would be the most likely second youngest member of this team. Rydia technically might be older, but it's a trap. I was dropped out. Ouch. Old-fashioned one, but even old-fashioned tricks do work. Especially when they are tricks like that. I've been dropped all the way into underworld path. So let's just take those bastards down. Yeah, I'm now doing some... Not just relying on the auto attack because of that one enemy's very annoying bio attack. A bio counter, we could say that. It doesn't... Those soldier at the enemies don't attack themselves very strongly, but they do have... you could say quite a powerful counter defensive attack or counter attack, you could say. Well, let's just turn off the encounters because they're a pest. They break the flow of the game. I know that the game must have a specific amount of gameplay to play, knowing that how expensive Super Nintendo game was, but I think this game has quite a lot of, you could say, padding in sense of those enemy encounters. Well, that Edge is in a sense quite right, but how would... oh, then again, Sid is most... Now I have another airship, which can't, well, it can't fly that big areas because there's just this can't cross magma lava. But now I'm once again stuck in the underworld. But it can still fly away quite, but there's still basically just a one big continent in the underworld, so I can actually, well, that would lead away, but I can't get away because that path was blocked by Sid's big bomb. And there are no other locations either to fly into, so it would look like that my only place to go, not just in every context, is back to King's Castle, where I will go next time. All the elemental fiends are dead. So it's time to continue next time, of course. See ya!